Let's see. All right, you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Across the Table, where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, and the conversations are fire.
And the drinks is cold. I see. He put an ice cube. He put an ice cube in my Henny, which is a no when you get my age. But hey, we here.
I'm new to this. I'm new to this.
Do you drink?
Only when I'm doing my interviews.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Sitting across the table from me, Rev
If you don't know me,
Seven.
if you from Toledo, Ohio, you from Ohio, period, you don't know me, you need to get to know me. My name is SevenTheRev, speaking before God, Father, forgive me, that's the whole name. But you could just call me SevenTheRev. Everybody know me, man. What up, though?
Did his own intro. I like it.
Hey.
That's what I like it. I like it.
Yep.
First things first. I start off all my shows by asking this one question.
Okay.
How are you? How is Sev? Not Sev, the entrepreneur, not Sev, the hip hop artist. How are you as Sev? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, how are you?
If I had to describe it, I had to say super duper blessed. Yeah, super duper blessed. And most of us are in the time that we in right now, you know what I mean? But yeah, super duper blessed. I mean, I can't complain. I mean, I could fall right now and break both legs and I would still probably say the same thing, super duper blessed. So I can't complain. I'm in a stage of my life where I done been through everything, man. I got a long history from the beginning. That's a whole nother show. I didn't survive a lot of stuff, man, and I'm gonna tell you what. I'm a ball of positivity. Now I need to drop about 35 pounds of positivity. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a ball of positivity. So if you ask me a question like that, if anybody asks me or anybody that know me and they see me in the store, I always try to feed positivity and gain positivity. So I gotta say super duper blessed, even if I'm having a downtime, for real, for real.
That's what's up, man. I always ask that because we really don't have that type of conversation. Like, we really don't ask how we're doing. You understand what I'm saying? And when we do ask, it's normally like, yeah, I'm maintaining, yeah, I'm cool. But nobody really like asks how you are. You understand what I'm saying? And that's something that I honestly believe that we should do as men, because we really don't do that.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when we do ask, it became a novelty. Oh, how you been doing? Oh, I'm blessed. Hey, how you been doing? I'm blessed. And how they feel? No, you just asked me across the table, how have you been doing? And you said it the right way. It ain't just a novelty. We didn't got so used to just saying we blessed and not really meaning it, because you don't really know these people is really going through it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know they really got some stuff going on in their life or they mental or whatever the case may be, but they so trained to say the words, oh, I'm blessed. But when I tell you I'm super duper blessed, bro, I can't complain. The Lord has blessed me. So yeah, real spill.
Here's to you.
Man, my age, they know homie.
All right, let's talk hip hop, because you've been doing music for a while. What made you want to start?
Man, you know what? I was a poet first. I was obsessed with music at a young age, like obsessed. Anytime somebody was playing an instrument, when I'm at church, and to this day, I'm going like, I don't know how to play the no piano or nothing, but the way I'm moving my hands. My uncle always told me, man, you was born to play the guitar, because I used to be doing this when I just fell in love with music in general, and having my dad in my life, my mom, being raised by my grandparents, I've had like an over fluctuation of different genres of music. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I fell in love with hip hop early, because I was born in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? And I looked up to my big cousin, and that's all he played. You know what I'm saying? You had the big boom box, everything. But I really, when I became a rapper, when I became a writer, is when I knew that I was gonna do this forever, for real, for real. Whether I got signed or whatever the case may be. I just knew it was a part of me. And then that was I was 14 years old. A friend of mine's Jeezy, fetch out the Cold Blooded Jeezy, from Off the Glass. They used to be at the table at Rogers and spitting. Him, my dude Alias, Havana Cash, Clemmy Field.
The lunch table flow session.
Yeah, the lunch table flow sessions. And I used to see him and be like, back then I was obsessed with cannabis, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, red and meth and stuff like that. Or a lot of underground music. So, they had told me like, man, you know everybody in rap. Why you on rap? I was like, I just do poetry. They was like, spit something. I spit some poetry, and I just looked up. They was looking at me like, dang, that was hard. Like, so that kind of gave me the bug. But then they was like, my dude, G's was like, G's was originally from Youngstown. He was like, and he just had that fast flow, and I like the way he spit. But he literally came to me and was like, man, I bet you if you spit something tomorrow, like for real, not even poetry, like a rap, I dare you do it. And I did it. But I was so nervous, I closed my eyes. I was just like, and when I looked up, everybody was like, it was that look right here. Yeah, it was that look. I was like, and before that, bro, I never belonged to nothing. I was like, I wasn't a super popular kid, but I wasn't a super lame kid. I wasn't a nerd, but I wasn't a misfit. I was in between and cool with everybody, but I didn't fit nowhere. At that time, that's when I knew I fit in somewhere. I fit in through like the rap crowd, and the dean at the time, Mr. R, was like, "Oh, the rappers is rapping again. Do you guys want the mic or something?" And everybody turned around and was looking like, "Oh, man, Jay Pope, you over there rapping again?" I'm like, man, I belong to something. So, man, it's been since I was 14 years old. I've been in the studio since I was 14, which is crazy. It seems like yesterday. And now, if you ask my kid, I got 4 kids. If you ask one of my kids who XYZ that got a platinum record right now, they probably wouldn't know who they was. But if you ask them who Jody Greasy is, or Julian Thomas, or Letta Monet, if you ask them who they know their songs, they know their lyrics, they know who they is, because I embody local music itself. You know what I'm saying? So my kids, 13, 14, about to be 14, 11, 9, and 1.5, they all think these people are literally famous. The one time they seen She Speaks, man, my daughter, I took her to go see She Speaks in the studio, and she literally was like at a awe, like she been hearing about She Speaks her whole life. So that's, it's just funny how from 14, you know what I'm saying, to where I'm at now, that even my kids embody the local music scene, and that shit is dope. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think about the state of hip hop right now as it is?
I'm gonna tread lightly on this because I'm an open book, so I ain't gonna tread lightly, but I'm gonna say it in a way that people can understand. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, you reap what you sow. Karma. It's just what it is. Okay. The only thing about the state of hip hop I don't like right now is rappers is dying at an alarming rate and they getting murdered. But I know why. And that's the reason. The reason why I said I'm gonna tread lightly a little bit by saying why. First of all, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, never been. I'm a common sense type of guy. But I do believe in you reap what you sow, karma. I believe in what goes around comes around, whatever you want to call it. Whatever religion calls theirs a certain thing, it's there. And that's what it is. Like faith. You can't see faith, but you got to believe in it, right? This karma, this thing, there's something there. The reason why, and this is where I'm jumping off the porch, the reason why rappers are dying at an alarming rate is because gangster rap was created. And all that whole time, all those gangster rappers, all those years was spitting gangster rap, they didn't think it was going to have an alarming effect. But you got to understand, when these young kids get it, it's not like the movies. It's not like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. The Brat said it once. She said, we used to talk all about the stuff when we was younger in raps, but we didn't actually do it. These young kids is actually doing what they saying they doing.
It's like they think it's real.
See, because they think it's real. They in the Matrix. You got to remember, they was born in it. Okay? When I was born, you had different genres of rap, but then gangster rap got big.
Right. When we were coming up, we had Heavy D, we had KRS-One, we had the Stop the Violence movement, we had, you know what I'm saying, Young MC, Bust a Move. We even had, and yes, he is an intricate part of hip hop. We had Vanilla Ice, we had MC Hammer, we had fun music, but then it shifted gears all of a sudden. Yeah,
the gangster rap was dope. Like me, I grew up off like my cousin Spice One, Pac was our favorite, rapping Forte, whatever the case may be. But Pac even shifted. Pac shifted from what he was to a gangster rapper.
Yeah, he went from Digital Underground to the Pac that we knew and loved before he passed.
Yep. So with that being said, Pac and them died for this shit. And that's when everybody got nervous. Hold on. Our words actually mean something. See, the Bible tell you your words mean something. Your tongue is more powerful than a sword. That's why you got to watch what you say. Okay? That's what happened. Now think about us. We grew up in this and we know what happened. We seen it happen. Now think about a kid. Now I tell you, I'll be in the studio right now. I just told a homeboy on the phone. I'll be on the studio and they be like, Rev, man, how old are you, Rev? I'm like, how old you think I am? They be like 30, 35. You know what I'm saying? 27, 28. I be like, as soon as they say 27, 28, they must be young. You feel what I'm saying? So I'll be like, oh, well, you know, I'm damn near 40. That's why the album name, my last album was called Damn Near 40 to Fly. That's when they knew, like, hold on, you that old? I was like, yeah. How old is you? Like 23? Young boy was like, hell no, I ain't that old. I was like, for real? That's when I knew, okay, I'm in the studio with some young cats, bro, that look up to me and they're saying like, hey, I want you on my album. Hey, I want you to do a cameo appearance in my video. I didn't know they was that young. So think about it. These cats is being born in 2000. A 22-year-old was born in 2000. They don't know, unless we tell them about the 90s and the 80s, they grew up in the smoke. So what their music is Wayne. I'm doing it. Wayne went to jail. That was real. Wayne banging blood. That was real. So if I'm gonna be a rapper, that's what I gotta do. I gotta be real. That's the trickle down effect. It's different from our side, our point of view. We seen other stuff. Pac and Big died. We settled down. Hold on. Our words got power. These young boys like Pooh Shiesty, they coming from Memphis. Memphis is a dangerous town anyway. And they got a code. They coming from Chicago, Lil Durk. They got a code. They coming from Detroit. 4-2 Doug. They got a code. You get what I'm saying? These dudes got a code. And they code ain't the same as ours. They code is you kill my nigga. You feel me? I'm killing you. If you run up, you gonna die. They got codes that beating on women. I never seen a video of a dude beat up a girl until Young Reese did it from Chicago.
I saw that video.
And after he did it, you started noticing a trickle down effect. World Star Hip Hop came out. You will see 5 dudes in a row with a phone like this watching a girl get beat up by a dude. Like it's sweet. I just seen a dude try to beat up on a girl. I stepped out to him. Like, hey man, I ain't gonna let you. I had to put her in my car. These young dudes ain't gonna do that. They scared to do that because the dude might shoot them. So we live in a total different time zone. So that's the reason why the state of hip hop is dangerous. These boys is dying back to back. Lil TJ from, where is he from? New York, right now. In the hospital, intensive care right now. Just got shot. They said he wasn't even doing nothing. Just a black hoodie on, some black pants, went to go get something to eat. They tried to rob him. Him and his homeboy get shot. Look at who was it? Was it Benny the Butcher? Older rap nigga. Just happened to go to Walmart. Tried to take his jewelry, shot him in the leg. Bow. It's a dangerous job to be a rapper nowadays, man. And now everybody got social media, so you can't say shit on there, or they'll misconstrue what you say, or say, yo, you said this. You ain't say this. No, I meant it this way. No, you meant it this way. It's the devil. The devil tricky than a motherfucker, boy.
So, what can the OGs in the game do to shift the narrative a little bit, or put something in these young cats' head to say, hey, we rapped about it, but we rapped about it because it was what we was going through, and we rapped about it so that way you didn't have to go through it. It wasn't to glamorize it. It was just to let you know that it's out there and you don't have to do that. What can the OGs do to shift it in that direction so that way we can stop losing so many young, talented rappers at such an alarming rate?
It's almost too late, honestly, because Big Homie's job was supposed to be Big Homie's job when them little homies was little homies. Little homies is young niggas now, and older, they got little homies. So what you gonna say to a 26-year-old man that's already done shot somebody in the face with an AR-15? Ain't too much you can say. You know what I'm saying? The Big Homie's supposed to do their job a long time ago. That's why I take Big Homie's job real serious. That's why I got the nickname Reverend. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that know me know I mentor these dudes. I don't care if they my age. I tell them what the real is. I can never be fake. I'm not no yes man. I'm gonna tell you what's real. You know what I'm saying? And I do mentor people like me, people like you. We could do it, but them so-called big homies that was out here fuck boying the little homie, saying, "Oh, go sell this pack." It's too late. They can't say nothing. Now they didn't got to the age. Now they want to. You know how to, when kids get a little older, what the old folks used to say, they smelling theyself. They too big for their britches. What them, a lot of the big homies is junkies now, bro. They fucked up off the perks. They junkies. You know what I'm saying? Or they locked up. Or they dead. Can't say shit to these little niggas. Ain't nothing you can do. What you can do is bless your community and your surroundings. So when I speak to somebody that's younger than me or my age or whatever the case may be, I say what I believe and I push out positivity. I don't care if it's the hoodest nigga in the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what he talking about in this music because that's his art. You that's where the fine line is. Come down to it. It's the art. I got a homegirl. I mentor her son. And he got a Detroit style. She like, man, I love it. He can rap. Like, I like his music, but I just don't like the stuff he talking about. Of course, you his mama. You're not going to like it. I look at him different. I see his art. But guess what I can say to him on the phone when I'm on the phone with him for 3 hours and we talking that talk? I can sit there and be like, look, this shit the Matrix, young blood. This shit the Matrix. This shit ain't real. So what you talking about, watch what you say. You can say it in a clever way without bringing them demons to your door. You get what I'm saying? This shit the Matrix. And he always, my dude, man. My dude, man. He probably about 18, 19 years old. And he always talkative. Like, I'm like, listen, man, listen. Only way he listen when I'm like, man, stop. I'm the damn near 40-year-old version of you. I was rapping at your age. I was working 2 jobs like you, had my own apartment like you. And I was rapping, doing videos before anybody was doing videos. I had the CD cover with the, he don't understand this, but I had the CD cover with the barcode back then. Nobody was doing that. So I've been you already. So listen to me. This shit ain't the cheat code, big dog. Going to that school to be an electrician is. You can still rap. You know what I'm saying? Buying a piece of property is. So if I can go back and tell my 20-year-old self or my 19-year-old self that I can't do that. The only way I could do that is tell him or tell one of my kids. You get what I'm saying? I can't. Once I die, I'm going off to wherever my religion say I go. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Christian man, so I'm going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? With my Lord and Savior. I can't come back here So the only way I can live forever is teach my son or teach my homegirl's son what I believe in my heart and be real. Them fake big homies, they trying to get over. They tried to get over them young niggas. Them young niggas got old and found out, and they don't want to fuck with them. And now they treating them like they ain't shit because now they junkies. They off them perks real bad. They overdosing. It's terrible out here. They overdosing and they dying at an alarming rate. Especially in Northwest Ohio, big dog. A lot of niggas that we knew that we went to high school with. I'm telling you, it's bad. It's real bad. It's terrible. I seen a couple of them walking down the street. Yeah, man, damn near choked me up right in front of my daughter. I started crying. 14-year-old daughter was like, what's wrong? Seen a girl I went to high school with and college. Super cool. Looked like man, it was terrible, man. It was just terrible. But I remember her starting off on them perks. And these young boys, they the ones selling they little homies perks, man. It's crazy, man. It's terrible. But yeah, the only thing we can possibly do, I'm a long-winded preacher, so as you can see, but
This is across the table. You open. Let's
okay,
talk.
Okay. But yeah, man, the only thing we can do is brothers like me and you that's trying to do something for the community. You know, I don't want to say I'm a community activist because as soon as you say that, the masses be like, oh, look at his video. He holding a gun in his video with his air gun in his video. Or look, he got golds. Or look, he got a chain on. Or look, he got the Balenciagas on. Or look, he dressed like the young kids. How he gonna say anything to them? See, I can't talk to him because they look at me like a peer. They don't look at me like I'm belittling them. You know what I'm saying? I'm rapping just like you is. My message might have changed a little bit from when I was 20, obviously. You know, but I've been in the studio. I'm teaching these dudes. No, I'll put this right here. I learned this off of being in the studio with Sean Kane one time. Sean Kane was a sign artist. He taught me some stuff in that studio. I done been around CJ Mack, one of the greatest that ever did it. You know, he taught me some stuff in that studio, and now I'll be in there, and I'm in there rapping with these little niggas. No, I'll put this right here. I'm telling you, no, just listen, bro. Put it right here. Boom. Oh, damn, big homie, how you shift that? Man, I learned. I'm you before you. You know what I'm saying? So they look at me like a peer. So I'm blessed to be able to say that, and I'm blessed to be able to speak to them and say some real shit. But they art gonna be they art. I don't care if it's drill music, gangster music, dope music, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, that's their art. You can't really knock that art. You just gotta make sure that they understand it's the matrix. Don't believe the hype. What if, this is what I always tell them. Future is one of the most disrespectful rappers in the game. Future is one of the most junkiest rappers in the game. Dead ass. What if you found out that Future never took drugs ever in his life, and he was married with 4 kids and he really don't have baby mamas? Would you be shocked? Because his music say, I snort coke, pop pills, drink lean, I'm a rich junkie, fuck bitches, and that's what I do. What if they actually found out that he was lying? He was doing all that just to gain money, selling snake oil. Just really think about that. You don't, out of all the history of rappers that always came out, you don't think nobody was faking the funk just to make some money? They was. That's what happened with 50 Cent and Ja Rule. 50 was saying he was lying. What if Future was lying? What if Future was lying?
Yeah,
Pac
true
said it
that.
best. Don't believe everything you read. Alizé and weed.
True that. Whew. Wow. Whew, I wasn't ready for that. Okay. Let's shift gears for a minute.
Okay, no doubt.
Because the reason why I started this platform is because I wanted to talk to husbands and I wanted to talk to fathers because I want to be a husband and I want to be a father one day. You mentioned your children and you and your wife, y'all be kicking it. Y'all be out here.
Date night every night.
Like y'all be out here.
Date night every night.
Now I gotta ask, what about her made you look at her and say, hey, I'm about to spend the rest of my life with you?
Well, what about a burger make you say, I want to buy you when you starving in the desert? Think about it. You've been in the desert for 4 days, 4 nights. You ain't even ate. You happen to come across a Five Guys. The meat well done. The pickles on it is crispy with the lettuce. Light mayo. However you like it. What made you say, I got just enough for that burger, I'm going to buy it? Or would you pass it up? Would you say, nah, hopefully there's another oasis in the desert? I always like dark-skinned women. My wife is light-skinned. It was when God blessed me with nobody's perfect. I don't want to say the word perfect, but when God bless you with your soulmate, it's a no-brainer. It's an attachment. It's kind of like a light bulb. A light bulb won't work if you just stick the light bulb into the socket. You got to twist it in there, right? That tells you they was made for each other. So if God bless you with somebody that's made for you, it doesn't matter if they white, black, dark skin, or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? So when I first met my wife, which is funny, I met my wife at Manos.
The legendary back porch Manos Greek restaurant?
Yep, I met my wife at Manos. Funny story. I was at Manos. When I first started doing Manos, I did a hip hop night at Manos. And it was right before y'all was there. I had Tuesday nights. And this girl, I was with this girl and her friend. And me and the girl was living together and shit. We was roommates. And I kept hearing like 3 of my homeboys crowding this girl, and they was just like crowding her. I just kept hearing her say, I got a boyfriend, I'm cool. A boyfriend got a cool. I'm just sitting there, I'm drinking free drinks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. In my head, I'm like, damn. She already told him, nah. You feel me? So, I look over, they gone. And I see this girl, she looks so young, my heart dropped. Like, who the fuck let her in here? I'm like, we gonna get shut down. So I was like, hey, I need to see your ID. So she was like, why? Well, she asked me for a cigarette. She was like, oh, can I get one of your squares? I looked at her like, you too young to smoke. She was like, no, I ain't. I like, how old is you? She was like 19. I said, man, let me see your ID. She gave me her ID. I said, I'll give you a cigarette. And I looked at her ID, and I'm a little buzzing at this time, but her address was 4226 Wickford Point Drive, which is not significant to anybody else in the world but me. Because I was raised by my grandmama, and I grew up off Richards Road, the first street off Richards, at 4235 Wickford Point Drive. So I automatically said, you stole my ID. With one eye, like, what? I was like, there's no way in hell you live on that street. I've been living over there my whole entire life. I just moved out a couple years ago. I've never seen you there. She's like, no, I've been living there. No, I would have seen you. So I'm like, let me get your number. She's like, no, I got a boyfriend. I said, oh, okay. I said some smooth shit. Like, all right, here go my number. Boom. So next day I'm working at Lowe's and somewhere else or whatever. I was one of them niggas that always had 2 jobs. So I was working at Lowe's and somewhere
We
else.
is all like that.
Chuck E. Cheese or something like that.
Yeah, we is all like that, multiple jobs, but we still had time to go kick it.
But we had time to go kick it. So I ended up talking to her the next day, and we like talked the whole time. Now I'm on the forklift talking to her, just real cool. So we started off as friends, complete friends, and her and her dude had got into it. I always made sure I gave her the best advice I could possibly give her. You know what I'm saying? And the young lady I was living with, I ended up dealing with. She called me on some some embarrassing off the chain. I always wore rubbers though, but off the chain some clinic shit, and I'm like, hold on, wait, what? couldn't even tell my best friend. I was so embarrassed. But the first second I heard her voice, I could tell this girl. I'm like, man, I can't believe this girl did this. Boom, 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 boom. She just gave me some sound advice. I was always the one giving her advice, and she gave me some sound advice. And then,
You did say for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.
yeah, that's facts, bro. And one day I told her I seen her. I was living in Tiffany Square at the time, and I told her to come through the front. Her hard-headed ass went to the back, but I seen her driving in, and when I just looked at her, I was like, damn. I knew right then and there I was in love with her. Like, damn, I'm in love with that girl. And then it's like, dude ended up messing up or whatever the case may be. I ended up moving out of the one girl house, and it was just like, it was. As soon as we became boyfriend and girlfriend, we was already planning our wedding. Cause I pretty much told her like, yeah, I mean, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. You know what I'm saying? But if we gonna do this, I'm a traditional guy. You know what I'm saying? Just like my grandfather told you, I'm the realest nigga you gonna meet, which was just a blessing to hear my grandfather say it. I didn't even think the nigga liked me. You know what I'm saying? But I remember him telling my wife to be, hey man, he's just a real dude. Like this, what you see is what you get. He's an open book. He's just real. And that's what I always pride myself on being in. And I really just told her like on some real shit, like, there ain't no past go. Only reason why we didn't go downtown and do it because we wanted the wedding. We wanted to do the whole thing. We was young doing shit when niggas wasn't doing that shit. Not our peers. We got married early. You know what I'm saying? We paid for our whole wedding. We bought all our rings and everything by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We both had 2 jobs, no kids. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no baby mamas. I was always one of them dudes that didn't, no disrespect to somebody that have baby mothers or nothing like that, but I always planned my life even as a young kid, because like I told you, I had a hard life. I grew up, you know what I'm saying, not super hard, but I grew up, losing my mom to the crack epidemic, and but she's alive, and she's clean 18 years. Fetch out to mom Dukes. You feel me? I don't think we can raise a glass to sobriety, but
We can raise a glass to 18 years.
okay, 18 years water. but yeah, dead ass. Like, I just don't. I was always the type of person that I named my kids when I was like 5 years old, bro. I named all my kids when I was like 5, 6 years old. I was a young dude naming my kids. I always knew I wanted to be a family man. When I was in church, I always looked at that guy that walked in with his wife and his kids, and they was dressed so nice and neat, and I looked up to that. And another thing I looked up to, which sounds weird to people, but if you really think about it, it's dope. I was raised by my grandmother. We would always go to funerals, and I would be bored out of my mind at these funerals because I didn't know these people. But when I read inside, I read their obituary, I looked up to him because their obituary, he like a regular black dude just sitting there that died that's older. But when you read his obituary, you seen a whole story on who this man was. He was in the Vietnam. He had this medal. He was a major. He had this. He ended up having these children. He opened his own business. Even if black people wasn't doing this at this time, he did this. And looking at obituaries till this day is an inspiration to me because I try to fill my obituary, no disrespect, because I ain't trying to go nowhere yet. I got a lot to do and I got a family. But I be trying to, what I'm doing in my life is trying to fill my obituary with greatness. You know what I'm saying? So I automatically knew that girl was like, and she let me name my kids. You know what I'm saying? When I told her that, I want to name my daughter this, then I'm gonna have a son. His name gonna be this. Eternity or More. That's my oldest. Little Seven. That's my boy. Celebrity. That's my little girl. And then I got Ishale. That's my last little girl. You know what I'm saying? I named them early, and God has blessed me to find a woman that would let me do that, and had the same moral capacity that I am. I told her I didn't believe in divorce. And I believe that we work through things, and we be honest and forthcoming. I didn't believe in cheating. I'm not that type of dude. When you get married, I always felt like, what's the point of marrying a girl if you're gonna cheat on her, man? I never understood that. That's just me. You know, I get flack from my dudes like, well, sometimes you just mess up. Nah, I don't mess up, big dog. Because when I say my word is bond, my word is bond. And that marriage, to me, whether the new world order is telling you it's just a piece of paper, whatever they want to say to make themselves feel better, or however, whatever they believe, that's their belief. My belief is that word is bond, and it's a covenant between you, your wife, and God. And I don't know about you, I ain't breaking no covenant with no Lord. You know what I'm saying? I don't break covenants with my homeboys. I'm definitely not gonna do it with my Lord. So you know what I'm saying? So I just knew she was the one, and you gotta be friends, man. You'll get bored. You can't get bored with your significant other. You gotta have fun. That's where date night every night came from. You know what I'm saying? We ain't rich. I don't give a fuck if it's just some wine and Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's date night. Send the kids, go on about your business. We gonna have our fun right here, chill, and key over Real Housewives of Atlanta. Or she might drink a beer with me, and we gonna sit there and watch The Ultimate Fighter. But we having fun. She liking something I like. I'm liking something she like. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what? You gave me a head rub yesterday. Let me get your feet. Because that's all women want is somebody that they know that can protect them, that they know that they loyal, you know, not lying to them and stuff like that, man. Females don't. The average female is loyal. A lot of these women is broken because some niggas did that shit. Real spill. They did it. Not all of them. Some of them just got that Jezebel spirit and they just for the streets. You know what I'm saying? But you know a wife when you see one. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the gist of what happened and how it got to that way. But yeah, man, me and her best friends, bro. That's my dog.
Let me ask this question.
Yeah, no doubt.
What is it like being a husband? And what does facilitating the role of husband look like?
Being a husband is some scary shit.
I hear that a lot. I hear it's scary and I hear it's hard. But I also hear it's quite possibly one of the most fulfilling things a man can do aside from being a father.
That's well said. I wouldn't say scary, super scary. No, what was the word you just said? You said that it was hard. It's not hard, but it is scary. It's some scary shit.
Let me rephrase that. It's simple, but it's not easy, if that makes any sense. Like base principles are simple, but a lot of times it's not easy to do. You understand what I'm saying? I hear that a lot too.
Nah, that shit easy. I'm just gonna tell you, it's easy.
I'll mute my mic. Go ahead and cook.
It's hard on some levels, but when people say, and it's not for everybody because everybody got a different relationship. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got different emotions and different things they go through. I'm talking from my point of view, my perspective.
That's why I brought you here.
Yeah, I never really liked when people say marriage is hard, man. I never really liked that. Because I always wanted to ask, well, why is marriage hard? Well, you know how it is. No, I don't. I want you to reiterate on what you mean by marriage is hard. Because you always got to remember, not trying to be a douchebag or nothing, but a lot of people, especially when you're married, you might get a friend or a person you used to kick it with. That's a whole nother story because when y'all in a relationship, y'all lose people. Y'all lose people y'all used to kick it with because y'all grew apart from them. But I used to have homeboys. It's like a white person. My homeboy, he white. You know what I'm saying? His daughter black. And he was at work one day and these black people came in and one of his coworkers called him some N-words and said some disparaging thing, but he never seen my guy's daughter. And my dude's white. And my dude just sat there like, if you know my dude, he wanted to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? Cause he ain't on that racist shit. You get what I'm saying? So he didn't say nothing. Cause the guy was comfortable enough to say that in front of him because he's white. Then he seen his daughter come in 2 days later and his mouth dropped. And then he came over, hey, I apologize, man. I'm so sorry. No, you said what you said. You said what you said. The same thing. I'm telling you that story because the same thing happens to husbands from other husbands. They'll walk in and, you know, hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah, my wife might know their wife. Now me and them is talking. Hey, how you doing? Yep, with a couple drinks, you know. Yeah, the old ball and chain. I never like that. Don't do that. I never like that, man. You know, and they be like, oh, yeah, you know. I mean, I had that. The more they got to drink now. Yeah, I mean, you know, man, I went to a hotel with my buddies, man. We went to a strip club. There's nothing wrong with a strip club. Strip club at all. I go to a strip club. My wife give me $1 when I see the darkest girl up there. Go up there, put some titties in my face, and I go basically sit down next to my wife. Ain't nothing wrong with no strip club. And I'm gonna tell you this: when they talk about strip clubs and who in the back, man, the girl sucking my dick, man. Hold on, bruh. Nah. You get what I'm saying, buddy? No, I don't, cause I don't do that. I don't do that. So when people say to me, yeah, marriage is hard, man, you know what I'm saying? I always want to ask what they mean by that, because they might be setting you up to try to find something in you that they got going on. You find out they're a cheater, and they just saying hint hint, yeah, marriage is hard. So I really don't like when people say marriage is hard. Not you just asking questions, but I always gotta ask why those people said that. Marriage ain't hard. Marriage is some scary shit, because when I was younger, if somebody broke in the house, if me, my brother, my uncle still stayed there, and my grandfather and my grandmother, if somebody broke in the house with a pistol, who we all gonna look at? My grandfather. That was his responsibility. If somebody break in the house right now, in my house, who's my wife and my 4 kids? I got 4 human beings, 4 souls, and my wife, a 5th one. Who they gonna look at? I can't be scared. I don't care how big he is. Every husband or every man or every person that had the nightmare of you punching the biggest motherfucker in the world, he not falling, and he just keep coming and that's some diabolical shit. That's where marriage is scary as hell, because not only do you have to protect this woman, you can't be afraid at all. You got to protect her with all cost. I'm willing to die for my wife, and it'll be a beautiful death. I'm willing to die for her. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to her. I almost fucked a cop up one day, walking up to her like, hey, ma'am, I told you to be. I was about to fuck him up. I said, step toward her again. I was ready to go to prison for her. I was ready to die for her. This cop ain't about to boom my wife on no damn ground. Hell no. I was willing to die for her. You feel what I'm saying? That's where it's scary. That's when I knew, when I had a family, when I got married, and I had my first child, this coming from me. Everybody know me as a positive dude. That's when I knew I could kill somebody and sleep like a fucking baby and sleep like a kitten, meowing and everything. I sleep like a kitten. Because if you come in here and try to do something to my daughters or my son or my wife, man, the Lord gonna have to sort it out. So that's what I mean by it's scary. When I say easy, I get flack all the time by saying it's easy. Girls are annoying. They never listen to what you're trying to say. They don't understand when you say don't go pumping gas after you get off at work at 11 o'clock at night on the corner of Upton and Monroe. Don't do that. Oh, I'm almost running out. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So girls kind of annoying when they do shit like that because they don't understand the aspect of what's going on out here, or they just not, you know.
It's like you have that nature level embedded in you feeling of needing to protect.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I get that. And I
Yo,
also get not pumping gas on Upton Monroe.
Yeah.
You don't do
facts.
that. You don't do that.
Somebody just died up here. You know what I'm saying? My son he's about to turn 11. He's fine. My daughter came down the stairs yesterday, crying, and he looked at me. This is how we know we're the only dudes in the house. And when we asked her what she was crying for, and it was really for something that she shouldn't have been crying for, he looked at me just like this. He's starting to figure out that they're different than us. Like, they're completely different than us. When he cried, something happened to him. Them girls, they'll just cry. You know what I'm saying? They'll just cry randomly. And then you be like, hold on, what's going on? Because your fatherly or your husbandly instincts is ready to go to war. And they don't understand, oh, it's just me. But you don't understand. I just put my Game of Thrones gear on in my head because I see you crying. I just went from 0 to 2,000. And you saying, oh, it's nothing. I dropped something. I'm just having a bad day. That's where it's kind of weird. But to me, most women are not really high maintenance, man. Like the media make it seem. Most women just want a loyal man to protect them and not lie to them. Rub their feet or whatever their thing is. Take care of their kids. Now, I got a homeboy that did all that. But his wife wasn't really a wife. His wife wasn't no wife. He wifed the wrong one. And people tried to tell him, but he wanted what he wanted. He found out the hard way. You know what I'm saying? And that's life. There's nothing you can do about it. Not everybody wifey material. Not every man is husband material. That's a whole nother story. But when we talking from the perspective of me, I'm saying that women just want somebody to protect them. They want. Why do you think that women always fall for a guy that kind of reminds her of her dad, if they had their dad in their life? And why do you think that women that didn't have their dad in their life, have that so-called daddy issue? Now, we're gonna be real, because there's people out there with daddy issues. What can go wrong will go wrong. For every action is an equal and opposite reaction. Them people broke our home. They took the man out of the family. It's not a coincidence that I'm so independent I don't need no man. And then now her daughter is, I'm so independent I don't need no man. But they stuck in the way that it is. That's not a coinky dink. That's cause and effect. So that's why I don't despise when people say, oh, marriage is hard, because they might say it from a perspective of whatever they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Them girls crying might be extra hard on them. So I'm not dogging anybody saying that. What I'm saying is I want to know the context of what that person mean, because a lot of them people, a lot of them guys is saying that because they want to go cheat on their girl. They want to go cheat on their wife. They want to say marriage is hard because I can't believe I'm just fucking the same bitch for 18 years. That's them. That's why I need to know. And I'm that person to ask. And if I'm being disrespectful, let me know I'm being disrespectful, and we can go on from there. I know I can't talk to you like that, but that's just me. To me, marriage is easy. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much know what my wife likes. You know what I'm saying? I like to pick on her sometime and move her items just so she can yell at the kids. I take her eyebrows and shit and her makeup, because I just want to get my oldest daughter in trouble because she got on my nerves earlier. So the only way I can go off on my older daughter, I can't cuss her out. You know what I'm saying? I want her to be treated. If I cuss her out, she gonna think it's okay to get a husband to cuss her out. You know, I'm never gonna cuss my daughter out, so I'm gonna get her in trouble a different way. I'm gonna take my wife's shit, and then my oldest, she probably one took it, and now my wife mad at her, and then it's cute little plans and shit, but you know, I just know things, man. You know what I'm saying? I think marriage is dope, man. Marriage is to me, is dope. We beings that's made to be with somebody. For real, for real. We beings like that. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's how he made us. Whoever he is, he or she is. I believe my God name is I Am. I believe in that Christian Bible. So If you believe that his name is Allah or Buddha or whatever the case may be, if it's a woman or whatever the case may be, I'm telling you what I believe. I believe the creator of the universe created us to be with somebody. The sun got the moon. A dog got another dog. A cat got another cat. How do you multiply? They made us to be together. So, you got the devil, though. The devil be speaking, man. And the devil, the first thing he go through, he try to speak through, and he try to kill and seek and destroy families. Because if you break that family, you take away from the creator's creation. Because now, let's think about it. Think about if Barack Obama's mama and daddy, and it's a whole deeper level, no disrespect about the pro-life or pro-choice thing, but just think if they never met. Let me say it this way. I'm going to say it this way because of what's going on today. This particular day, I don't want to be, you get what I'm saying, right? But let's say they met and they never decide to have sexual relations. Where would we be at with a black president right now? Will we have Kamala Harris right now? Nope. Because we'd have never softened the blow for them folks with Obama if Obama was never born. They would have never gave us no Jesse Jackson. They'd have never gave us no, what's his name, with the slick back hair, Reverend Al. Too radical. Obama was just right. Enough sugar in the Kool-Aid, if you must, to slip him on through, right? Okay, they ain't so bad. I hate to say it and talk like this, but it's the life that we live in. You feel me? What if his parents never decided to have sexual relations or never decided to have that baby or whatever the case may be? Where would we be at? So that's why I truly believe that the creator of the universe, of everything, who I believe is I am, made us to be with somebody. Now, if you want to call it marriage or whatever the case may be, I want to call it marriage. Because to me, if you're married to one person, you only have sex with one person, where's these STDs coming from? Cause and effect. Okay, where's AIDS coming from? Cause and effect. You get what I'm saying? That's just me. That's a deep conversation.
I gotta have you back for that.
That's a deep conversation.
I gotta have you back for that. Yeah, we definitely have to have a round two. Because that we definitely have to have a round two. Damn, that was deep. Damn, that was deep. Sev, even though we had headache upon headache upon headache getting this to happen, we finally made it happen.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming to sit across the table from me, bro. This was dope. And I have you back for part two.
Yeah,
we definitely have to have a part two.
Yeah, we definitely. Any more questions? Any questions about marriage? You did say something about fatherhood. You need anything about fatherhood or?
You got time?
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Okay. What's it like being a dad? No. Let me rephrase that. What's it like being a father? Because you're a husband and you had your kids within the covenant of your marriage, correct?
Yes, of course, yeah.
What's it like being a father, and what does facilitating the role of father look like?
It's two things. It's divine. Because
that's the first time that's word been used on this platform.
Man, it's divine because you got to think about it. You have these kids, you see them come out of a human being and they look like you, or they mixed with you and a brother-in-law or something. You know what I'm saying? My son looked like me and my brother-in-law. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. But you watch them grow. You watch their different movements and everything. You teaching them everything. It's the closest you ever gonna get to being God, because you really did create that. You created that. Like, one of your kids might be tall like your grandfather, might be short like your grandmama. Hair might be the same color as your grandmother's, or eyes might be a different color. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. It's literally divine. It's the closest we ever gonna be to being God. There's no other way I can explain it besides it's literally like being a God, because you created something. And that's why the most powerful words in the book, in the Bible, to me was, well, it was two of them, but one of them was when Adam and Eve was hiding themselves, and God asked them, "Where are you?" They said, "We was hiding because we were naked." And God said, "Who told you that?" That is some very, 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 very powerful words, especially from a mom or a father, because your kid will say something and you don't know where they got it from. And you know you don't talk like that. It could be a simple word. Their first word can be a simple word like Aquafina, and they can't read yet. Who told you that? Because when God came down, he never told them about being naked. They don't even know what they're talking about. Excuse me. That means they've been talking to somebody. I'm teaching you everything you need to know. Why are you listening to somebody else? Why are you listening to that serpent? So the serpent, oh, you must have bit into that tree. I remember the first time my oldest daughter lied to me. I mean, it was the craziest thing. She was only like 2 years old, 3 years old. I was holding her and she literally lied to me. She had a cap in her mouth and it was so obvious. I said, "What is in your mouth?" And she was like, "Nothing," with this big ass water cap. And I couldn't believe it. I was so hurt, bro. I was hurt, like, damn, she lied to me. Her purity was just tainted right then and there. That's how God must felt and or feel. Like, I gave you a blessing. I gave you breath. I gave you oxygen. I gave you food. I gave you everything. And you still defy me. You still disrespect me. So that's why I say it feels like, because that's what they're going to do. Kids going to grow up and do whatever they want to. You didn't seen it. You didn't seen pastors' kids or whatever the case may be. They always say pastors' kids be the worst, don't they? You can sit there and train your kids to be the best they could possibly be. They mom a pharmacist. They dad is an entrepreneur. Works for himself. Always a good guy. Everybody knows. They call us Toledo's favorite couple. We just good people. One of our kids can grow up and decide to be something else. And there's nothing you could do. But that's the dangerous part of being a father. Is because it's just like being like God. Because God told us everything that we needed to know. But we go off and do some dumb shit anyway. You feel me? So being a father is divine. But at the same time, fuck them kids. That's some scary ass shit.
Fuck the kids.
Every parent got to say fuck them kids every once in a while. My wife be like, "Oh, we gonna get something to eat for the kid." Nah, fuck them kids, man. They can get some ramen noodles for right now. We ain't going to no 5-star restaurant. No, but on a serious note, being a father is some scary shit, because not only are you a religious man or religious?
I am starting to shift gears towards that, but there was a short amount of time where I shied away from it because of where I was learning it from.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. So whatever your belief is, when you have kids, it's perfect because you get to mold those kids the way you want to mold them. They're yours. You created them. You get to tell those kids whatever it is that you want to mold them. I would never go to a friend of mine who's Muslim or a brother-in-law who's Muslim and put my faith into their kid, even though it's my niece or nephew. That is despicable, and it's the most disrespectful thing a person can do to a parent, is try to indoctrinate their seed, their creation. That is a pure no-no, because that's your job. Who am I to try to teach them anything? That's your creation. So that's what I mean by it's some hard shit, because to me, what I believe, and I identify as a Christian man, I not only have to protect their body, their living, making sure they're safe, making decisions like maybe you shouldn't get your license at 16, you're not old enough yet. Wait until you're 17 or 18. Or no, don't do that. You might not want to jump down them stairs like that. You're gonna break your leg. It's not only protecting them like that, you have to protect their soul. Cause me, I'm die hard from what people call my religion. I'm die hard for my God. I believe in what I believe, and I would die for what I believe. I would literally die. And dying is the scariest shit in the world. I almost died before. And there's some scary shit. I'm telling you, bro. A lot of people can't tell you that. Dying is the scariest shit in the world anyways, because it's dying. But if you almost came close to death like I did, you understand how diabolical them words really is. And I'm willing to die for what a belief system. So think about how deep that is to your seed's brain. I have to indoctrinate my children in what I believe, because I'm afraid deep down that their soul is gonna be gone. And that's a whole nother level, man. That's different than protecting their legs at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Or my son's in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He got an arm bar put on him last week. I said, man, you know what? As a father, I wasn't thinking. Let me get him some barbells and strengthen it. Not that it got put on real hard, but it's so hard you can't think all this shit.
And it's easy. It's in doing a martial art like that and being put in an armbar like that. No matter how big or how small you are, it's easy to get for that to snap.
Oh, you know what? Let me get his arm strengthened too. Let me start getting him some weights and blah blah. Just think about, that's the physical. I'm talking about his soul. I'm talking about the body. I believe can come back eventually. You know what I'm saying? We can be whatever's up here behind these eyes that make us move and do our fingers like this and think and stuff like that. Whatever that is, we call a soul or a spirit or whatever the case may be. That I gotta protect that, because if that's destroyed, there ain't no coming back. The body can be replaced, I believe. So that's what I think, man, about fatherhood, man. Fatherhood is disrespectful. It's fun. It's fun. It's rewarding. It's humorous. And it's a blessing. And I say that with the utmost respect, because man, I got some friends recently that lost their kid, man. And I'm talking about 20 years old, and I'm talking about 20 weeks old. And it ain't no coming back from losing no baby. I don't give a fuck if they 50. You ain't supposed to bury your kid. It's the most unnatural thing in the world. And I hope I never have to suffer that. And you believe me, when you have kids, you gonna feel that way the second you see that baby. It's just something natural. When the second you see that baby. I had my daughter, and one of my best friends, she had a daughter first, and then they had a son before us, and then my son was coming in, and my best friend and my wife is best friends, and me and her husband is best friends. So I was talking to him one day, and I said, man, and this is before Seven was born, so it's about 11 years ago. I said, man, we call my oldest Duty. She gonna kill me. I was like, man, dude, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about loving another kid, man. Like, it's just Duty. It's been Duty for like 3 years straight. It's all this one kid. Just because me and my wife was married 2 years before we even had a kid. You know what I'm saying? And then we got this kid, and everything revolves around her. I'm gonna have any type of love for this little dude. I just feel weird. He just kind of laughed at me like, nah, you're gonna have a total different love for him when he get here. As soon as you see him, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. You worried about nothing. Man, I seen that little dude come out, man. I was like, oh my God, he looked like me. And they turned his little ass. Oh my God, he looks like my father-in-law. And we got our own relationship. And then I had my celebrity. Lord Jesus, I should have never named that girl that. I got our own relationship. Then poof, coronavirus. I had a baby in 8 years. We got a brand new baby. She a year and a half. Ishale. She marches to the beat of her own drum. They have their own thing. And you have a love for them. That's why there's no such thing as my favorite child. I just don't believe that. You have your own love for each child. So when you have kids, man, which I think you should, because, I mean, we need more brothers like you.
But I only do it within the covenant of a marriage.
And
I do not want to be a baby daddy.
And
My family is littered with baby daddies.
And guess what? You're not even allowed to say that no more. Because they dog you for saying that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I refuse to do that. I never wanted to have no baby mamas. I never wanted to have kids outside. I was raised by a woman that had 12 kids and turned around and raised me and my brother. And this woman mentored me about women. She went through so much with her husband, my actual grandfather, not the one that raised me. She went through so much. She told me so many stories. First of all, she had me scared to stick my dick in a bitch anyways, because she had me thinking these women was so nasty. You gotta watch these Jezebels. She did her job, man, in training me and but I always been like that anyway. So I always wanted to be married and that's what I looked up to. I planned it. And it's just by the grace, and I prayed for it. Because one time my pastor said, go ahead and pray for a man if you want to. God will give you a man. But when he come and he ain't the right man for you, you didn't get specific with the Lord. And I'll never forget that. And before I met my wife, I literally prayed to God. I got on my hands and knees. I lived in Gibraltar Heights off of airport and Burn. And I got on my hands and knees and literally prayed for a wife. And I literally met Janelle probably 2 weeks after that. Dead ass serious. That's real, true facts. Wouldn't lie on the Lord. Dead serious. I prayed for her. So anytime anybody always asks me, how'd you find Janelle? I said, I prayed for her. She showed up. Dead ass. Showed up. And guess what? Back to what I first started. Guess why she was at Manos? My girl cousin on my dad's side brought her up there to see me perform. That was her friend. And I never knew it until at the end of the night, she walked up like, how do y'all know each other? She was like, I was like, we just sitting there talking. Why? Well, I brought her up here to see you perform and you didn't even perform. I'm like, no, I'm performing on Friday. Oh, okay. Well, you're not allowed to talk to her because I was like, man, leave me alone. She like, nah, he be trying to run through all my friends.
She was hating.
She was like, nah, we ain't about to do this. But yeah, that's how it came, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, now you understand what I mean by saying I'm super duper blessed. I didn't survive the pandemic. I survived open heart surgery at a young age. I survived my parents not being with my parents, but sleeping on benches and CSB taking me and moving out Hill, which is a culture shock back then because I'm coming from the projects. You know, I get out here, everybody, mama and daddy, work at Chrysler, and they got all the Jordans and all the fresh gear. We ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Going through Kaiser, McTighe, and Rogers like that. I survived a lot. I survived a whole lot. Deaths in family. Lost my brother a couple years back. But I'm still here, man.
Your brother was the funniest dude I've ever been around in my life.
Hilarious, man. Survived, man, so I'm super duper blessed, man.
Sev, you gave me a lot to think about. I'm going to play this back. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to study it. You gave me a lot to think about. But one of the main things that you kind of put emphasis on was being intentional. You were very intentional about what you wanted. You prayed for a wife and you got a wife. And you've been blessed ever since. I wish you and the lady nothing but blessings.
Amen.
I wish you and the kids nothing but blessings, because y'all be kicking it and y'all be having a whole lot of fun, and y'all literally are Toledo's favorite couple.
Yeah, facts, man. We got some more, man. Y'all can come kick it with us Anytime we be on the scooters downtown, just doing something positive, man. We take the kids to the softball somewhere, not in the ghetto. We don't do the ghetto no more. They be shooting that mug up. But we go way out and play softball with the kids. We got friends that we just met through music, through me being couples or off of Facebook. Some people will message us like, "Oh my God, y'all single? Y'all be kicking it. Where y'all?" Or that's why I always post food. I used to hate when people post their food, but I post the food because people always ask me, and I support local. Where is that? Oh, this XYZ. You got to go in there at this time. That's when it's the best deal. Oh my God, for real? Yeah. When y'all going up there next? We going there on Thursday. We might meet up with them people. It might be just random white couple. It's happened before. We even kicked it with them if we know that they soul is pure and you know what I'm saying, they on some pure shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to the after hour no more. And we used to whoop their ass in pool and spades. We known for that too. Everybody know us from like jalapeno days and Jesse James days and beating people asses in pool. We used to beat the shit out of people in pool, bro. At the we go in the Grenadier and beat the old people ass. They be mad as hell. But guess what? I got my wife into playing pool. And she got sweet. You gotta enjoy each other. That's why it's not hard, it's easy. It's hard if you lazy. You don't want to do nothing. I got niggas that be like, "Man, you watch that shit, Real Housewives?" Man, hell yeah, I love that shit. That shit is awesome. Me and my wife Kiki like two females in that motherfucker drinking wine. I'm holding the bottle like this. Oh nah, no homie, dead ass, and it's fun. I'm enjoying my life, man. That shit fun. Fast out to my wife and kids, man. Fast out to the homie right here for.
Here's to
I
you.
appreciate you, man, for bringing me on and recognizing that I'm somebody to even talk to, bro.
Like I said, man, you were one of the many men that I reached out to that I really wanted to talk to because you were a husband and you were a father and you and your wife are Toledo's favorite couple. And my platform is more about y'all than it is me because I want to know what that's like. You understand what I'm saying? So I would rather hear from the people that are doing it right instead of just being out here and just be out here. You understand what I'm saying? So much love, and I appreciate you coming to sit across the table from me.
Okay,
This was
anytime,
dope,
bro.
and we are going to do this again.
Yeah, definitely. Let me know.
This has been your episode of Across the Table, where the drinks are cold, the mics are hot, and the conversations are fire with SevenTheRev. Until we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, in a minute.
In a minute.